Alright, so I wanted to talk about a different kind of scaling that doesn't really involve late game scaling, but would potentially help newer players trying to get over the hump. Um, and it's essentially, I haven't seen, like, you have like the combo counter, the heavy attack builds, um, then you have like the crit builds, then you have the status scaling builds. And I guess this would be like the fifth category by proxy, um, where it's pure alpha damage and it ignores the enemy's resistances as much as possible and shreds. Um, it would count as a status build, but as you can see with this build, um, this one is tailored to grineer. I chose a Telios Boltes, which is a high puncture Tonfa, heavy on the multi hit, 20% crit chance, 2x multiplier to crit damage, 35% status chance, and we are going to abuse the crap out of it in Steel Path. We have chosen a couple shiny mods to help with our damage, though. Condition Overload, Shattering Impact, Berserker Fury, Prime Reach, Prime Smite Grineer. This also works with regular Smite. Shocking Touch and Fever Strike to give us Corrosive, a monster Corrosive. And Molten Impact just for the meme. The thing that we're actually going for is to maximize our damage. Because the weapon is so heavily favored for puncture, if we look at the damage tab for the weapon, we have actually chosen these are the three armor types that you need to worry about the most. When looking at these, ferrite armor is the most common by far. And alloy is basically consider it like your elite units. Elite Lancer, Eviscerators. You're not going to worry about your Eviscerators too much, but Elite Lancers are more common. Bombards, Napalms, and Nox are what's going to kill you late game. Because a Nox that gets a toxin proc on you, say you kill a Nox and like you walk through its toxin cloud, bypasses your shields if you don't have overshields up and you die. So these sort of things are going to be the things that kill you. Napalms, obviously, Eximus Napalms or Eximus Bombards. The heat proc if you don't have your shield gate up 24/7. That heat tick's going to kill you if you're not paying attention. Ferrite armor is essentially everything else. So alloy armor is weak to radiation. Ferrite armor is weak to corrosive. There's been a million videos that have been done on that. What we're going to do today is talk about a specific build which deals with the total armor and ignores as much of it as possible. So most of the units, unless you're doing a hyper late game build, in which case you would be going pure slash. In order to ignore as much armor as possible, we have IPS, which is what most units or most melees have. A stat in each. We are going to pick a heavy puncture melee, which the Telos, I don't know how you pronounce this, Boltes is. We are going to pick the highest percentage second tier element combo element, which is corrosive and electricity or toxin and electricity for corrosive. And then we are going to pick a scaling element. And we aren't going to balance this at all. Normally I would go into a talk about like balancing your scaling, but we're going to just ignore as much armor as possible because even though you should be balancing your heat to do more damage. So as you hit an enemy, you will cap at 10 corrosive stacks, and you will continue to proc heat stacks this build is going to do as much as possible to just ignore as much armor as possible. So it's pure alpha damage. Even though we will be getting some heat procs by chance, and we will be getting forced slash procs from Sovereign Outcast, as it does have several. Alright, let me show you the damage, and then we'll do some gameplay. Conditioned Overload, Shattering Impact, Berserker Fury, Prime Reach, Molten Impact, Fever Strike, Prime Fever Strike, Shocking Touch, and a Smite Mod. Alright, easy enough. And we're going to do some Steel Path gameplay. Going to do some Tavuni. It's the highest level grineer mission. Going to go to first Acolyte. So enjoy the footage. Oh, also going to be running to abuse more attack speed. Going to be doing Eternal War. I've helmethed on this Neja, even though I use it a bunch for my videos. I do have Eternal War from Valkyr helmethed on, and I have Arcane Strike as well to get as much attack speed as possible. Thank you.
Predictable. As expected, Grineer have shut down the environmental systems, sending modified life support capsules. Use these to sustain your environment or attach Kuba catalysts to begin harvesting.
Alright, that's first acolyte, first couple of minutes. The steel path, just to show proof of concept. Hopefully this is enough for y'all to see how this might be a middle ground to the status chance, crit chance, hybrid builds that are super popular right now. Ultimately for your consideration. But anyway, thank you guys for watching the video and have a blessed day.